Right, well, hello everybody. Yes, I'm afraid it's another First Tunnels build video, and we're on doors and door frames now. Now, I'm only really going to share anything that I think like a added extra, things that I found useful to me that may be useful to other people in the future. And I mean, the First Tunnels instructions are brilliant, and they're all um, set out specifically for you in the order that things need to be done. And also on each section, there's a QR code, and that takes you to the exact video you need to watch to see how to do all this. So, as far as that's concerned, it's brilliant. And I'm only going to chirp up with things that I've done and found useful that other people might find useful. So let's go and have a look at what I've done and the reasons why. Right. So one thing I did that I found useful doing this on my own is once I'd figured out the central location of the door frame, what I did was cut a bit of 2B1 batten to that length, drilled 2 holes in it, and pinned it in place with some bar. This is just threaded 10mm bar that's so useful, it's unbelievable. You can use it for pins. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll see how much I rate this stuff. It's cheap as chips. You can get 10 1 meter lengths off Amazon for like 15 quid, and it's just so useful for so many things. And then once I'd cut that length, obviously the doors are central at both ends. I've got twin sliding doors. You can then use this at the bottom, and both doors will be exactly the same place. So that's one thing I did that I found useful. And also, I concreted in the bases, but I've only filled them about 3/4 of the way up. And the reason for that is once the doors are made and up, I can then see exactly where the levels are, and I'm going to concrete across here. And that way, when I put the drop pins in, I can put them in concrete, and I figure that'll be more stable than just putting them into the earth. All right, so that's the reason I've done that. And also, once I fill these up with concrete, I can slope it away from the wood. That way, it'll minimize the amount of rot in this area. If you just backfill it with soil, like they show in the video, that's just going to sit in a pile of water and air, and that's where it'll rot off. So that was my thinking behind that. And there's one other thing I've got to take into account is the doors and how they're going to slide, because I'm on a slight slope from right to left of about 6 inches. So we'll go down the bottom end, because I'll show you a bit more easily there what I mean and what I'm going to do about it. Right, so as you can see here, I've got a slope from right to left of about 6 inches, but I wanted to keep the door as low as possible. So this bracing here is sat on the ground, but obviously when the door slides that way, it's going to hit grass. So I'm going to have to excavate there so the door can slide. And I'll probably put a retaining wall on just on the inside, either concrete or a bit of wood with some concrete behind it, so the door can slide. This side, no trouble at all, because the ground's going away. And that's what I've done there. And also, where I've put the bracing in here for, well, to stop the door banging onto the plastic, the measurement up is 30 centimeters from the ground. Now, in order to keep it level, I've gone, well, it's 30 centimeters, but from the bottom of that bit of wood, because that's level. So by doing that, 30 centimeters from the bottom of that bit of wood, It's kept those two level. All right, I think that's about it with the doors and the frames. They say, oh, make the doors in the luxury of your workshop or garage. Well, I didn't have that, obviously, because I'm in the middle of a field. So what I did is I just put some timber on the trestles and made them up on there. Now, where are the doors to? Oh, here they are. The doors, they show putting the plastic covers on when you make them. I've decided not to do that yet, purely because I didn't want to get them damaged. So I've made them up, because if you put the two doors together, that gives you the exact size for the frame. But I haven't actually sheeted them yet, because I didn't want to get it damaged. But what I have done in preparation for that, because you have to staple the plastic on initially before you put the batten on, is I've ordered some stainless steel staples, because we're relatively close to the sea and staples just rust. So I've ordered some stainless steel staples to do that. All right, I think that's about it for the doors and the door frames. But we're coming on slowly but surely. Gonna be a beauty, isn't it? Right, that's it for this bit. I think that's everything that I found useful. Oh, no, one other thing. Some of the timber, whether it's where it's dried out in the other tunnel or whatever, has warped slightly. So my thinking is have it bowing so the bow is inwards, so it's not going to impede the door sliding. That makes sense? Of course it does. Right, because you're not stupid, are you? And all the timber, I don't know if you haven't seen any other videos, I've treated that with Creocoat, just because I just got a thing about snotty green slimy wood. So, and it looks better black, doesn't it? Come on, everything's better in black. So there we go. Slowly but surely, she's coming on. Oh, I can't wait. Right, that's it for this bit. Cheers and go on.